Hey everyone. So this is Ironic's tournament. He's hosting this later after Venator's tourney. I'll be hosting the matches for him, commentating, all the rest of it, and Ironic will just take care of the stuff in the background. Just let me know if you can hear
Yes.
me.
Yes, I'll be doing everything in the background for y'all, just solving any issues and that type of thing. So, thank you, and have a good turn.
Awesome. Just getting the... Alright, there we go. Yeah, you can hear me. It sounds like from my phone, so that's good.
Also, for convenience, I'll be announcing who's fighting who for Suitai, so it doesn't have to go between tabs.
Okay,
And yeah, that I think will be it. I'm going to shuffle it 2 times for y'all.
sounds good. Okay, we got... let us know when it's shuffled.
Alright, it's shuffled. I don't think we're going to have any late dropouts or anything, but if there is one, I'll shuffle it once more.
Okay. Yeah, looks like we got Wrath against Maestro Cake.
And the winner between them will fight Stuntman.
Nice. Alright, dealing with the names, booting up the game. Oh yeah, Maestro wants to
So,
know what accent that is that you've got.
um, just an accent I kind of picked up on accident from studying languages and talking to a lot of people.
Oh, interesting. Oh, how many flags was it? Was it 7?
7 flags, best
Okay.
of 1 for the first round, and then final be best of 3.
Alright, sounds good. Alright, I'll get the links out, guys. Alright, there you go. There are.
Interestingly enough, it looks like we have Malinka in the audience.
Oh yeah. She sometimes hangs around, yeah.
She is a very, very hard fighter for me to beat, honestly.
Yeah, she's quite passive, but it works for sure the way she does it.
Alright, so we're going to be starting here in 1 minute.
Yeah.
By this point, I'll probably be going mute for the rest of the tournament, and except for announcing a few things here and there. Have
Okay.
any questions, please ask me.
Alright, we're gonna get started then. Everybody's in, so obviously Ironic can join if he wants to. Wrath on the left, Maestro on the right. I think Wrath needs keyboard though. Let me take care of that. Yeah, Malinka in the Discord, yeah. Okay. I misspelled Maestro Cake, but we'll roll with it. Alright, we got Zera against Yandrik. Alright, we're gonna stick with the Void map. We've found that just runs better. And there's enough space, but there's not too much. And remember, best of one, so make sure you guys fight well. Don't just surrender flags. And there's a kill for Wrath on the offense. The Axe is especially good at that, but Maestro really good spacing with the high guard cut. It looks kind of goofy, but it actually can be really effective. Yeah, she actually does speak. It's just she's a bit introverted, I guess. But yeah, she definitely does speak. Yeah, yeah, that also plays a role. Honestly, it might not even be that she's an introvert. It's just the language barrier, right? It can give that impression really easily. And I know from experience as someone who has tried learning languages. Anyway, Maestro on the offense with a thrust, another thrust, but I think he might have been a bit close, maybe.
Commenting on what you said, Suitai, I also get that because I can speak French,
Yeah,
and it's hard.
yeah. Oh my goodness, another high guard cut from Maestro. Upward cut. Yeah, the thing is, Zera has pretty comparable reach to that axe, and he has a lot of blade to work with, so Wrath has to be very precise, and then Maestro's sniping his head for the win.
Oh, also, someone just asked me if there's a loser's bracket or a lower bracket, as some people say. Yes, there is. There will
Yeah.
be.
Alright, so you're not eliminated then, Wrath. You're still in this. I guess as far as the number goes, you're up next actually against Pekla.
Alright, what was the score there?
Let me look back. Hang on. It was like 7-2, I think, for Maestro.
7-2? Got it.
Yeah, I'll just
I
make
got that.
sure. Yeah,
Alright,
7-2 for sure.
Maestro moves up, and they're going against Stuntman.
Okay.
As far as I'm concerned, I'll give them a break, so it's going to be me versus Picola.
Yeah, that's the best way to move forward, I think. So there's the link. Right, there's Ironic. And I guess Ironic gets the left side because, names on top. That's usually how we do it because it's random. Keyboard too? Alright, yeah, no problem, Pekla.
I'm using a key splitter, so I'm going to be using controller.
Alright. Okay.
Do you really want to do this?
That's a brave choice for sure. But I think he's set on it. Yeah. Yeah, I think Pekla will do fine though. Alright, Pekla on the right, Ironic on the left. Spelt the names right this time. Anyway. Pekla testing the waters, gets a thrust. Only a slight hit to the arm by the look of it, though. Yeah, and both of them are kind of feeling each other out. They're not overextending. Actually, very good Marie play by Pekla. He's not really known for using Marie. Well, unfortunately, that thrust didn't seem to have enough reach. Double lunge by Pekla. In Quartada attempt, he actually gets away with it. Wow. I thought that'd be some kind of double or something. Interesting. Ooh, thrust to the throat and then follows it up. Nicely done by Ironic. That's definitely a bread and butter technique for Marie. Pekla knows about it too. Pekla feinting a cut there, but that's sort of the danger when you start cutting like that. You can beat the blade, but you also leave yourself completely open. Thrust by Ironic in Cortana. That's the combo I taught him. And the thing with the Incortada is it's so effective up close. Like, when in doubt and you're really uncomfortably close with Marie, Incortada is definitely a good option. Alright, Peckle actually stabbing his body there as Ironic tried an Incortada. Dominant performance so far from Ironic, though. Double thrust in Cortana finishes him off. Yeah, it's pretty much guaranteed to kill if all three of those land. Thrust to the arm, good pressure by Ironic, and gets past the long guard. Alright, well played, guys.
I told you not to do it.
Yeah, he had fair warning for sure. Alright, we got Carlos against default now.
What was it? It was 7-2, right?
Yes, I believe so. Yeah, that's what it was. Sorry, I don't usually pay attention to the exact flag count, just whether people win or not.
Alright, next, because I'm going to give my short break, I'm going to move on down and
Okay,
then come back to them. So Carlos and default.
alright. You know, this is the first tourney where we haven't had, like, technical issues starting off. Actually, I don't think we had any Venator's either, so that's really good. Certainly
This
nothing
was a
major.
very this was a very efficient system on my part.
Okay, Carlos gets the left. Definitely a really interesting matchup. Default likes Alexander and Carlos likes point characters a lot, as well as Calc. Though he did play Samuel earlier, so he's definitely versatile.
Personally, I think this is going to be a very interesting matchup. I played against Default earlier in the tournament. He has a pretty good Alexander, but I think he needs to learn some better combos for him. But either way, I think it's going to be an absolutely
Yeah.
amazing match.
Yeah, he's learned some things from my guide, but still has a ways to go. Calc against Alex, I find, is a roughly equal matchup, though. As far as characters go, I don't think there's a disadvantage here. They just have advantages over each other. And default powers through with the sideways cut there. Sometimes that arm Alex has in front of his body actually saves him from an otherwise lethal blow. In that case, obviously, he was just sniped. Right to the heart by Carlos. Good thrust. Default really needs to be ready for those. Alex is so vulnerable to being poked. And the thing I find in this matchup is you gotta kind of predict what Calc is doing. If Calc is cutting, then lawn guard is a terrible idea and he'll just kill you outright. But if you start But if you're not ready for the thrust, then you're in trouble as well. And Alex needs to close in. He's pretty good at that, but well, he did exactly that. Nicely done by default. Using the new move, which I'm really impressed by. Down forward wide, down forward X this time. Another new move, and that's a trade. Nobody benefited from that. Thrust by Carlos, it doesn't land, surprisingly. It kind of dipped down. I think because it hit the blade a little bit, but Carlos stabs default on the way in. Thrust barely missed by Carlos there. Oh, they got really close there. Neither one attacked. That was interesting. And then default with the thrust into combo. Sometimes that misses, though, that specific one he's using. I think we saw that a little bit earlier in this fight. When it lands, though, it's definitely effective. And there he blocks the thrust and shoots in. And it's an even fight at this point. Well, default rushes in. He ends up getting poked, though, despite blocking the first attack. And Carlos with a precise thrust to the arm. Carlos is definitely a bit more patient, whereas default definitely understands he needs to close in. Ooh, that thrust was very close. Default keeping his distance. Needs to find an opportunity to get in there, but he can't be too reckless about it. Some cuts out of measure by default. Possibly trying to beat the blade if it comes in. Wow. Wow, the hand went flying from that too. That was the down forward Y again by default. Good use of the new move, and still remains an even fight. No idea who's going to win this one. Default gets stabbed on the way in, but it hits the arm, and then the other arm's hit. Looks like the game thinks the chest was hit too. Either way, lethal hit.
Also, please give me the scores afterwards, because I'm not actually within the game,
Yeah.
so I cannot see what they are.
You can stay in Parsec if you want to just see that, by the way.
Alright, I'll connect.
Yeah. After this one, of course, but down to the wire here. Okay, Carlos with a really good stab. Definitely drawing a lot of blood from default. Carlos in a really good spot. Both need one flag. So this is definitely really intense. Alright, Carlos wins 7-6. Good stab.
Well played, I say. Well played.
Yeah, a good amount of back and forth for sure. Alright, I'll let you in now.
Alright, the next match is going to be Subotai versus Rudy. Very interesting matchup. Very good players. Let's see how it works out.
Yeah, Rudy might use the axe guy again. I know he's determined to make him work, so. A Yendork, that is.
As far as I know, Rudy is very good with longsword, so I wonder if that's going to be one of his picks.
Maybe. Okay, hopefully Rudy's here.
I'm going to ping them.
Alright. Guess I'll get the names sorted out while we wait, too.
Alright, quick recap. Stuntman and Maestro is going to be next. Current match is Subotai and Rudy, and the current winners are Maestro, me, and Carlos, who have all moved on, with the losers, Wrath, Default, and Picola, both going into the losers bracket, or the lower bracket, whichever one you favor.
Yeah, I guess lower bracket sounds a bit more positive.
Don't mean to flatter Subutai here, but he is an extremely good player, so I'm very excited to see how this goes.
Thank you.
I think he'll be a finalist here.
Yeah, I hope so. If I win this one, I get the Grand Master title. That's if you win 10 tournaments, so very exciting.
I'm still hunting for one.
Yeah. And it'd be the first time that I've won like two tourneys in one day too. That doesn't happen often for anybody, so
Hey, if I play second, it'll be the first time anyone's played second twice in a row.
true, true.
However, I don't think my luck's going to be on the favor this time. There's a lot of great people.
Yeah, and a lot of NA players I would say too, so they're really on the ball here. Nothing from Rudy though, unfortunately.
Alright, I'm going to give them 3 more minutes. If it does not work, then they're going to be disqualified, unfortunately.
All right.
As for everyone else, take this time to calm down and take a break. Alright, gonna give them one more ping and then another minute.
All right. Oh, Tobias, to get involved in our tournaments, you just join our Discord. The link should be in the description, and then you can join our community, and that's where we will host them. You're in the server, but what to do after? Okay, so what you do is you
So,
click the challenge links, right, and then you sign up through there. And make sure you have Parsec as well. You gotta download that. We have a guide for that in the frequently asked questions, the FAQ. If you need assistance, you can always ask players too.
Alright, as is 6:50 of today, Rudy is disqualified honorably. Sorry, Rudy, but it was just the unfortunate part of it, wasn't it?
Yeah. Not how I like winning, but it is what it is. We got limited time, so I should be fine though. Alright, so we got Stuntman against Maestro now by the look of it.
Yes, Stuntman versus Maestro. Very, very exciting match. Let's see how it goes.
Yeah, I'm hoping for an Izzy mirror because they both have very distinct styles with her.
And the cool thing is that whoever wins this fights me.
Indeed. Yeah, I think Stuntman is around. I'm not sure though.
I don't want to disqualify two birds in one day.
Yeah. I do understand there was a tourney earlier today though, so like, yeah. Might forget. Also, things get in the way too.
It'd be very unfortunate.
Yeah. Oh, I believe the link died, so I'll send another one just to be on the safe side. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, no problem, Tobias.
Yeah, nobody was exactly expecting that tournament earlier today. We got a few hints, but
Yeah,
if you ask me, it was a bit of a rough schedule just because of how long it would last. It would put me about an hour away from my tournament, so a
yeah,
lot of people would still be recovering. But no worries, no
yeah.
worries.
Yeah, we don't do that often, but I guess Venator was feeling it. And also, to be fair, like right now, I think it's like 130 for him or something, like 150. So, you know, he wanted to get a tourney and had that bloodlust, you know?
I don't know how that feels, but in my case, I scheduled it 10 days beforehand.
Yeah. Yeah, so Maestro's obviously here, but Stuntman isn't.
That's rather unfortunate. So, let's see. Let's give him another minute here.
Okay.
You want Default and Wrath to fight while we're waiting?
Yeah, we could do that for sure.
Alright,
I
if they're
don't see
both
why
up
not.
to it, then you two are up. Have a good fight.
Alright, I'm gonna kick you, Maestro. Again, not because I hate you, but because we're moving on. Alright, here you guys go. In default, we'll get the left, Wrath will get the right.
Maestro's claiming that you hate him. I cannot confirm whether this is true or not.
I will not deny or confirm anything. There you go.
hear that, Maestro. They're not going to confirm it. That being said, I think there's some drama.
Alright, default's typing, so PC froze. Yeah, no problem, man.
PC froze. We'll give them a minute.
Yep.
No worries, as long as y'all are here.
Yeah, that's what matters. Yeah, there's the technical issues. I should not have said anything.
Commentator's curse, I say.
Yep. Oh yeah, that's
I
true.
should.
Peckle is here. So that's why.
Yeah, they weren't able to come. I don't think they ever signed up though. Unless they have a different username that I don't recognize.
Alright, let's get started. The names are sorted out. Default on the left, Wrath on the right. Oh yes, let me make sure Wrath has keyboard actually. I keep forgetting that for some reason. Oh yeah, there you go. He has it.
I'm going to help you commentate this round just because
Alright.
I'll also probably help you when you're playing too,
Yeah, because
if possible.
I tend to stay quiet unless something silly happens, so
Oh yeah, that's how Ven is too, simply because you need all your concentration.
yeah. Especially in those marathon fights, man.
Like the one I did earlier.
Yeah. Got
That one was
flashbacks
crazy.
from a time when I fought Ilxus, and it was exactly like that. I have a video on my channel about that too.
Hi. Samuel versus Alexander, that's an interesting one. And
Yeah.
looks like Alexander got the best. I believe that one would be default, yeah?
Yes, that's correct. Wrath on the offensive. Interesting double there.
Wrath is being very aggressive here, but I think he needs a bit more variation to his attack.
Yeah.
What I learned from fencing myself is that you'll never get past an attack with attacks and attacks and attacks.
Mm-hmm.
Always gotta have a little bit of timing in it.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
that. That
Oh,
was a
well
good
done.
hit. Alright, it's 1-1.
Granted, it's also true if you do nothing but defend, you're also kind of in trouble, but in that case, he was ready, so attacking over
Yeah,
and
no
over
doubt.
doesn't do much.
As you know, I'm a merry main, so I don't exactly defend and defend and defend, but I'm always trying to set up a counter attack.
Yeah.
So that's just how you play her, really.
Mm-hmm.
That was an interesting one.
Yeah. Samuel's pretty quick on the recovery. Oh, interesting false edge cut. They're out of range.
Always the tanky ones.
I'd say Gideon is the most tanky one. I guess Zera is pretty tanky, and Marta is as well.
Zera is stupidly
Yeah.
tanky. I'd like to see some different attacks going on. It seems just a bit too simple here.
Mm-hmm.
Both players are playing very well though.
Oh, dash back into the boundary there, and then a double.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so currently it will stand at 2-4. 4-2.
Yeah, default did really good there. He did the thrust and then he switched to the sidestep cut. Well, he got punished there though.
I think default is going to have a good tourney. It was a bit unfortunate that I got put against me in the other one because I was using Sarah against him, which was not his forte.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that was good.
Yeah, I think that's a matchup you definitely have to learn as an Alexander main. Like, it's
Oh,
not an
no
easy
doubt.
one. Wow, beautiful by default.
That was great. Only needs 2 more to win.
Ooh, leg void by Wrath, but he still gets hit.
Ah, I know too well about those.
Yeah, I was actually really surprised that landed. That doesn't usually happen because Samuel is really fast. I think Wrath maybe
Oh,
should
hit
have
if
just
it's
kept
Mary,
fighting.
that's for sure.
Yeah,
Hit if it's Mary.
yeah. Well, yeah, that was bound to be a double
Double?
there. They were both just swinging.
Aye, that's the bad thing. If you keep on swinging, you're going to get hit.
Yeah, Wrath playing
Still,
very
I think this
conservatively.
is still I think this is some pretty good um fighting going on, and they're both adapting very well into what works.
Yeah, for sure. We saw Wrath block that leg cut too. That's something Marie
Very
cannot
beautiful.
do.
Clearly.
Snap cut. Ooh,
Oh, looks like it might be closer than we thought.
yeah.
2 to win for Wrath.
Yeah, I think
Interesting
Default
name.
was getting a bit fancy there. He was trying that sidestep Y move, and it's a bit slow,
Noth- Nothing wrong with being fancy if you can pull it off.
for sure.
Looks like he just crippled him.
Yeah, but he's still snap
Oh,
cut. Yeah,
Samuel's a bit tanky, honestly. Very bad for Mary mains like myself, but very good for
yeah.
Zero mains.
Yeah, it's funny because his HP is supposed to be average if you let you look at the health bar, but I don't know.
That's a hit. That
Yeah,
means default is moving on. And that was a very close match.
yeah.
So let's
Seven to
see.
six.
That was 7-6. Yep. Alright, that means default will be moving on. And Stuntman and Maestro are up next. If Stunt doesn't come soon, I'm going to have to disqualify.
Yeah, I don't see him unfortunately.
Should I give him a minute? I'm very sorry, Maestro. Things are just not going your way today when it comes to matches.
Yeah, at least he did the first one. There is that.
Feel bad for Wrath, honestly. It was a very annoying matchup to get put with.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you think is going to make it to this final bracket over here?
I
Any
think you've got a
prediction?
good shot for sure. Um, you never know if Carlos, he might at least get third place. There's a kind of a meme about that where he's cursed to get third place. But
Hey, that's my title today.
yeah, I think Maestro is the other contender too. He consistently reaches the final, so he's going to be a challenge for you to fight for sure.
No doubt. If I lose here, then I have to go against default.
Hmm.
No matter what happens, whoever makes it to these last 4, it's going to be a very interesting matchup. Like Ven's tournament, when we get to this final here, I'm not going to add six matches for the loser.
Yeah, all right.
It's just going to be best of 3.
Yeah, that's
Fair.
fine. Yeah, in some double
Didn't re
elimination formats, you let the one of the winners bracket get 2 lives. But yeah, that's another way you can do it for sure.
the reason I don't really want to do that is one for time, two, just because if you've clawed your way all the way up to the
Hmm.
losers bracket after getting destroyed, you might as well have a fair shot.
Yeah, I see what you're saying for sure. And it's not easy to do that. So
Oh, no doubt. Ven, for example, after I knocked him out last tournament, had to climb all of his way up.
yeah,
Fortunately, I took him out anyway. It
yeah, yeah. It's certainly
was a long
fun,
fight.
but yeah, it's hard.
It was a very long fight. How long was it? Maybe like 16 minutes, maybe?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
It was long because both of us were trying to play defensively because we knew if either one of us attacked, it would open us to a counter. Came down to these micro movements. Reminds me a lot of Small Sword, actually.
Mm. And yes, you're right about that,
I
Maestro. It's just for the sake of time. Okay, Stuntman doesn't seem to be here, so I think we might as well
Yeah,
move on.
yeah, I'm going to disqualify him for now. So Maestro against me. I'm going to. Do you want me to go against Maestro right now, or do you want to go against Carlos first?
Let's follow the order challenge has. Like our match is number 9, so let's do that.
Actually, we should probably let the losers bracket fight a bit. Cola versus Actually, no, he's gone anyway.
Yeah, like Piccola gets a free win. Yeah, I
Lucky him.
believe. Yeah,
Don't get me wrong, Stuntman is a very good player.
yeah.
Unfortunately, he cannot make it. Alright, so next is going to be. That would be me versus Maestro, if I'm
Okay.
correct. Um, yes, me versus Maestro. I'm not going to be talking for this match for
Yeah,
obvious reasons.
yeah. Maestro's a tough opponent.
And I'm already in anyway, but I think I need to go full screen here.
Yeah, that's the thing about Hellish Court. Tobias brings up a good point. It's like I think the active community of the game is unfortunately quite small. Our server is big, there's no doubt about it, but
At least I can claim I'm one of the world's best.
yeah, for sure. There are some YouTube videos that have been getting millions of views though, so it's not as if people don't know about it. It's just,
I
you
think
know,
it's just too niche for most
yeah.
people. A lot of people are used to just these wide slashes where even if you get hit 5 times, you're still alive. But
Mhm.
that's just not how it works, is it?
Not at all.
There's a story I remember from this old master. He tells of his friend who got stabbed 7 times and survived, but on the end, he still got the other person with just one. Because fencing's not fair. There's no
Mhm.
HP to it. No matter what happens, it's just you can get one hit or you can survive 7.
Yep.
It's cruelty of this art, I guess you can say.
Yeah, I agree, Default. If we could get more new players in, that'd be amazing, but there's definitely
That
people
was my
joining,
original.
but the
That
interest
was
in
my
tourneys is, yeah.
that was my original plan for this to be a newcomer tournament, but there was just not enough people.
Anyway, Maestro gets the left, by the way.
Yes, I will now mute. I need a, I need it
Yeah.
left because it was not full screen, so I need a controller gun.
Okay. Might be a problem. Hang on.
I had to get my splitter open again. That was
Ah,
probably
okay.
what. Cola helped me with that one.
Yeah, he knows all about that stuff.
I owe it to him because that's the only reason I can play these tourneys.
Hmm. Okay, Maestro thinking about who to pick. Thinking about Alexander, actually. Interesting. Maybe he saw what I was doing earlier. Yazek, maybe. Sometimes it's interesting to see these sort of standoffs where players are trying to think about who to select, you know? Marie, okay.
Well, you see, what he wants to do here is get me into a character that he can easily counter.
Mm-hmm.
Wants to lock me. Right then,
Okay, he
I'll
goes
fight
for
that.
one, yeah. Yeah, I wasn't gonna give advice as you were selecting, but now that you have, I agree with that. I think Zara's probably the safer pick.
Well, it's one of my mains, one
Yeah,
that I'm pretty skilled with.
yeah,
Even though it's not the one I've played the most, actually.
yeah. I mean, especially against Zara, I think another Zara is a really good pick. It's not that you can't win with Marie, it's just tough. Okay, so Maestro gets a thrust, but it wasn't very good compared to the cut Ironic got. I think that's a spacing thing. It's a bit hard to apply pressure, I guess, as far as the physics goes, but good snipes
That
by
was a good hit.
Maestro. Yeah, more tournaments than players. Yeah, some people have come and gone, of course, but at the very least, the community we do have is quite loyal. So sometimes that's nice having a small loyal community, but it would be cool if it got bigger. But I mean, Kubel himself said like he looks at the stats of like how many people play. It's not all that high a lot of the time. It's basically just us, I think. Unless there's like an update that interests a bunch of people, then it might go up. But anyway, let's focus more on the match here. It's quite even, as I think we all expected given Ironic's performance, but Ironic did get a kill moving in for the windmill. Maestro rushes in, push, interrupting Ironic's attack, and that big X cut was punished. I have to say, I really like Zera's style. It'd probably be my favorite if it wasn't for the fact he was drunk. And there's a kill for Maestro. Kubold said he wants to introduce a character who uses Peter von Danzig style, a take on German fencing, so that'd be pretty cool. Basically what Zera's using here, but not drunk. At least that's what he's supposed to be using. Okay, they're both kind of staring each other down here, and Maestro punishes the rush by Ironic. Uppercut by Maestro. Ironic tries to punish. Unfortunately, doesn't quite do it. Okay, Maestro rushing in. And the 1-2. Maestro blocks it on the retreat. Nice defense by both, and Maestro catches Ironic as he tries to thrust.
Yeah, that wasn't my best performance, honestly. I think I'm still recovering from last tournament, honestly.
Yeah,
But very well played on his part.
fair enough. All right. And I'm
I'll
fighting
just have
Carlos
to
now.
catch it back. Don't worry, I'm not out of it yet.
Yeah, that's true. And Carlos will get the left.
Commenting on this match, I'm going to be fighting the losers round. I think Default will be very happy to hear I'm with him again.
All right, I'm gonna let Carlos in, and then I'm just gonna run to the bathroom real quick. All right, I'll be right back, guys.
Piccola is complaining that he hasn't played in a while. Alright, Carlos versus Subotai. Again, very, very good players. Very good. So, as Subotai will be fighting himself, I'm going to be commentating on his behalf here. So, don't mind my accent, of course, it's a bit wacky. Again, very, very good players, of course. I expect nothing but the best from these two. Subotai is our current champion as per today for Venator's tournament, and if he can get another win out of mine, then he'll be ranking up to Grandmaster, was it? Yes, Grandmaster. So if he wins this, he's going against Maestro. If he loses, he's going against Piccola. Same thing for Carlos. Carlos has a lot on the line. He's still hunting for his own championship here. I think he'll I think he'll get it eventually.
All right, I'm back.
Welcome back. I was just commentating about our fighters here.
Nice. Again, Carlos laughed. Yeah, he knows. Awesome. Marta, nice.
Uh,
Nice pick.
That's this is going to be a very interesting one. I wonder if we're going to get any mirrors today besides the one I just did and lost. So, opening. We're going to have to see how the style goes. Okay, so Subotai is going to be trying to play much more aggressively. And there you go, Subotai's first flag. Ooh, Mara here wants to be able to catch his blade in a sense. He wants to be able to feint and catch blade, so in that way he can catch under Alexander's guard. Unfortunately, it's not going well so far for Marta. That's a double.
Kind of
Heinz right off.
surprised. I thought that was Carlos's, to be honest.
So Marta's rapier style is very different from Mary's. Unfortunately, you're going to see Marta get destroyed here, but um, Marta's style is based off the Spanish rapier, and Spanish rapier is very calm style that focuses a lot on very smooth movements and being able to catch your opponent in maneuverable situations. Unlike the French rapier, which is what Mary uses, which is very focused on being able to get very concise strikes. Well, you can see this in the game, and sorry to interrupt myself here, but that is Subotai's win with a 7-0.
I'm very surprised, actually. That's a tough matchup, usually. Good game, Carlos.
It was over so fast I didn't get to commentate on rapiers.
Yeah, I think I've figured some things out against rapiers, is what happened.
Unfortunately. Alright, so it's going to go down to a lower bracket for now,
Yep.
and it's going to be, of course, me versus Default and Carlo versus Piccola. Again, very good players. This, as far as I know, is Default's furthest he's gotten.
Yeah,
Maybe out somewhere around that, but we'll have to see
yeah, that might
how it
be.
goes on.
He doesn't play a lot of
Um,
tournaments. He's played events though before. We sometimes do like special events separate from them, so
So,
like USFC.
Default is currently very upset that he has to fight me. Understandable.
Yeah,
I did beat him last tournament, but I think it will grace him to know I'm a bit rusty. Not exactly rusty, but I'm tired.
yeah, it's totally understandable. These tournaments take a lot out of you, actually.
Oh yeah, that Venator fight itself took so much out of me.
Yeah, might have taken years off your life even.
But I hope not. I have a lot of people to stab still.
All right, ironic on the left, default on the right. There we go.
So
Uh-oh.
we're probably going to expect to see an Alexander fight.
Yeah.
I'll need to decide what I want to fight with. I think
Default.
he's trying to mirror me.
Yeah, I saw that. He wants to do a rapier duel? That's brave, especially. Oh, okay, no, he goes for Alexander.
Yeah, he does not want to catch these cuts.
Yeah. So, like, Marta can certainly do it, but I think you have to be good with her to make her work.
Oh, she can absolutely do it. It's just knowing how to,
Yeah.
really.
Especially if you're used to Marie, you kind of have to unlearn everything you learned with Marie. Because the inputs for cuts are, like, opposite in neutral guard. Okay, so Alex Mir, this is obviously a really fun matchup for sure, and ironic with the first point. It's because they dance around, like Alexander's so good at dancing around. They both have that high guard, so you get a lot of satisfying exchanges. And he's very technical too, especially with the new moves. A default with a kill.
He is not my main by any means, but I wanted to try him out.
Yeah. Wow, big cut to the head. That stab doesn't do a lot of damage. It's not the stab on its own that's usually the threat. It's the follow-up that is. Unless you get a really
So
good hit to the face.
in real life, I'm trying this type of style with my saber,
Nice.
and the one thing I've noticed is that because it's so close to the head, you can really get quick shots.
Mm-hmm. Good hit to the head. And there's also a good snipe around the guard too, by Ironic. Yeah, so the capoeira footwork does look a bit out there, but it's definitely something you can do in real life.
Oh yeah, you can definitely do it. You
Yeah,
can do it basically any saber too.
yeah. I mean, Damon Stiff does that. He even did that with like spear and buckler. I saw in a video. It was kind of cool.
That was a good hit.
Yeah, it's probably the biggest thing you can take away from capoeira as far as practical fighting. It's that footwork. And you know, the strikes they do, they are powerful strikes, even if they're a bit flashy sometimes. But anyway, now Ironic has a slight lead. Oh yeah, there you go. That's what I was talking about. That was a leg void by Ironic, and it actually worked. It worked the way it should. So Marie definitely needs at least a bit of capability to do that, I think. Because her footwork's good. It's not like she's slow or anything. Like, and in Marto's case, she can block it unless you get too close to her. But Ironic has a dominant lead. There's a thrust to the face. It doesn't quite kill, but then the follow-up does.
Yeah, that was a good match. I'm very sorry, Default, for that, but it is as. So what was that? That was
7-3.
7-3, yeah. Thank you. Alright, Default, please come back again. You're definitely going to have a very good place in these tournaments eventually. Just keep on practicing at it.
Yeah. I mean, you handled yourself well in the exchanges. I think Ironic just made an adjustment. Right, Carlos against Peccola now, by the look of it. Oh yeah, and I get to fight Maestro too. That's a classic matchup in North American tourneys, especially.
Oh yeah, we're definitely going to be seeing a rivalry here. I haven't got myself a rival yet, but I think I might have made one in Venator.
Yeah.
Who knows? Who knows? It'll all come down in due time.
Mm-hmm. Carlos, you get the left. Peccola will be on the right. Okay, they're both in. I'll just give Peccola a keyboard. Alright. Yeah, I know we say that a lot, but this is another interesting match for sure. And oh yeah, they're going for the Calcamere. I'm really happy to see that actually.
Carlos and Mikola have quite the history, I must say. One of them's a champion, one of them is a challenger. We'll
Hmm.
have to see how this goes down. Honestly, I think it's a pretty even fight.
Yeah, I think so too. They're both very familiar with the character too.
No doubt. I own this type of sword IRL too. Very fun sword, very heavy though.
Yeah.
It's my heaviest sword. That's saying something because I own three of them. Well, I own four weapons actually: an axe, a small sword, saber, and of course my broadsword.
Oh,
This is a
nice.
very fun style. Hands completely protected.
Yeah. Yeah, hand protection is really nice for sure. One type of
Especially,
swordsmanship I've been wanting to learn about is Indian swordsmanship, actually, with the Tulwar. I don't really have anything here, I don't think, for that, but I've been reading like a lot of accounts about like British swordsmanship and them fighting against a lot of Indian swordsmen, and I find it quite fascinating, to be honest.
very interesting style. Personally, I'm looking into a Kopesh.
Yeah,
I tried to get one, but they were completely out. No one was making them.
yeah. It's kind of, I guess, obscure in the martial arts community anyway.
Real shame because it's one of the classics as
Yeah,
far as swords go. Instead, I settled on this axe because one thing that's true for both of them is that you can actually hook people with them.
yeah,
Think like Hendrix axe. You can hook
yeah,
people with it and pull them around. Very useful in a fight. Very good offhand weapon.
yeah, for sure. Good kill by Pekola. And Bruce Mitchell has some really cool videos on that specific act too.
No doubt. There's quite a few people out there that do really cool stuff.
Hmm.
That was a good shot. Very good shot.
Very point-centric fight, I would say, so far. There's some cutting for sure, but they're really
Well,
trying to
as
stab each other.
well, as Piccola said once, the broadsword's basically just another rapier in this game.
Mm,
I don't necessarily disagree, as there's definitely a lot of thrusting you can do with the
yeah.
weapon, and it makes sense. Although its closest relative in terms of style is actually the saber,
Hmm.
especially the Polish one, has a lot of good thrusting to it. It's
Yeah.
roughly the size of your average saber. However,
Ooh,
as you can see here, you can definitely get away with a lot of thrust because of that protection.
for sure. And we're gonna get a Highlander too later. He's on the cover of the game, I believe. Google revealed that, so that'll be cool. Scotsman.
Personally, I really want a small sword,
Yeah.
although I think it would be very hard to execute just because how small swords work.
Yeah, I mean, rapiers in this game already have problems, and I'm just kind of skeptical, to be honest, at least in this game, that small sword will be as effective as it should
Well,
be.
simply just because you can't exactly make it perfect because it requires things that you just can't do right now.
Hmm.
That's why VR is honestly probably going to be the next frontier for weapons like rapiers because you
Yeah.
just can't do all these micro positions that you need. And that's a wrap. That would
Yeah.
be 4-7.
Yes.
And let's see, 4-7. Carlos with 4 and Piccolo 7, right?
Yep.
All right. Well played to them. Sorry, Carlos, but you have to wait another day for that championship.
Hey, at least you aren't third place.
Bender knows that feeling now.
Indeed.
Should really
Um,
stop making fun of him though, because he's going to kill me next time.
yeah.
Okay, so do you guys want to fight first, or you want me and Cola to go at it?
Let's give Pekola a break like we did before. So I'll bring
That's a good
Maestro in
idea.
here.
I shown Subutai.
Yeah.
Your court now. Again, I'll be taking over the talks just because Subutai needs to focus.
Yeah.
Again, Subutai, I called it. I knew he was going to get pretty far, but if he can win, I think he'll most definitely cement his place for today. It'd be very fun to see me and him both go at it again.
100%.
However, I still need to beat both Cola and Maestro to get it.
You want to do Bar against Yazuk again, Maestro? Oh, you want to use Zera? Okay, that's interesting. I don't know.
What's he gonna do?
I'll just go with my main. Oh, I don't think he picked,
Big send
actually.
it.
Okay, he goes with Zera anyway. Okay, that's all good.
Tricked you there. If he wanted to, he could have definitely picked someone else.
Yeah,
He's pretty good with a lot of characters.
yeah. To be fair, I'm warmed up with Alex, though, so I think that might be the safe pick.
It's safe if you know what you're doing.
Hmm.
Rapiers are not the safe pick now. I've actually beaten him with Rapier before he was able to figure out that we can't help our legs. Anyway, again, very good players. We'll just have to see how it goes. Everyone's looking for another win here. Subutai keeps on winning. I might have to ban him. Ooh, right around the guard. This is the thing about Alexander's type of style. Even though it's a saber, he doesn't really operate it like a saber. He operates it very peculiarly. He completely controls the flow of the fights from the very beginning, just based off his saber and his footwork. Can control the flow in a sense. The question is, can his opponent control the flow? If you can punish his flow, you can punish him. Another double there. Currently, Subutai is leading. It's 4-1. Subutai lead. Try to push. Not successful. Really well timed on Maestro's part. It's now 2-4. Very, very good again. It's now 3-4. Maestro is catching up. Alright. Double right there. He tried to get around it, but he was able to get hooked on the side by Subutai. He tried to get away with it, but punished. And a nice open cut to the body. Looks like it might be Subutai's game, but I have faith.
Oh dear, I got
Tired.
impatient.
He was very lucky because that tiredness was definitely going to be the death of him if it wasn't for a fact that it doubled. That thrust doesn't do much, but that cut is punishing. And as you can see, he got punished. And that's it.
Good
Very
fight,
well played,
Maestro.
Maestro. Subutai is going to the finals. God damn it.
Alright. But Maestro's not out of it yet. He's still in a pretty good spot.
Is it 4 or 3?
Uh, I don't know. I wasn't really paying attention to the flags. Let
I
me
was
look
gonna say
back.
4.
4 sounds right.
It's one of those two. Doesn't really matter, we know Subutai won.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just when I'm fighting, that's the last thing I'm looking at, unless I'm losing or something. Maybe I'll glance at it, but
Oh yeah, I know how that feels. Did not glance at those flags once during Ven's fight. He needed full concentration for that entire thing.
yeah. Alright, Pekala. Very smooth tourney so far. That's perfect. I was a little worried about the time, but I think we're good to go.
I'm amazed at how good it's been going so far. This is my first one and I think it's going great. So essentially right here, after this match, no matter what happens, the worst anyone can do after our match is going to be third. So, congratulations to whoever's going to win here, because you just got yourself a third place at worst and a first place at best.
Hmm.
Alright, I will now mute to focus.
All right. Pekla should be on the right side, and he's thinking, doing the what Koala likes doing, just sort of some mind games. They gotta pick at some point though. Oh, he goes for Calc. Okay. So he's locked in. What's Ironic gonna do?
I know how to beat his cock, but I don't know which character I want to do it with.
Yeah, he's kind of tricky. Like you'd think longsword, for instance, but then like he has a lot of reach. And Calc's guard is pretty solid. A lot of people don't talk about it because Samuel gets all the attention, as does Zara, but not to say it's unbalanced, but it is a really good guard for sure. And a heavy sword too. Incortada. In fact, it wouldn't surprise me if among the one-handed swords, Calx is the heaviest, honestly.
No doubt, the one I own IRL is very heavy.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what the canonical weights of these weapons are, so to speak, but
Well, the one
just
I own is the exact same type as his.
yeah.
It weighs roughly about maybe 3-4 pounds.
Oh yeah.
The real one weighs roughly a bit lighter than a longsword, but still very heavy.
Yeah. And obviously most of the sabers, they're probably like 900 grams or something. Incortada, but that's a trade.
I traded my head for that.
And by the way, 900 grams is like 2 pounds for people who are in the US and aren't sure.
Yay, I love being an Imperial System nerd.
I use a
Come
mix of
on.
both, to be honest.
I don't even know what happened to that one.
Yeah. Some Marie jank. Been seeing a lot of jank with her lately. Wow, big cut by Pekola. Even fight so far, though.
The thing about her is that she just sort of decides, I'm not gonna hit it sometimes.
Yeah. Sometimes it makes sense, but in that case, it's just weird. So Pekola switching legs a lot. That's something that Calc does. When he moves diagonally, he automatically switches legs, which is why some people find him tricky to use. Because the leg forward determines the attacks you can do. But thankfully for the player who's fighting him, you can tell like when his long guard is just straight, that means the right foot's forward. Then when he switches and does a stance like that, that means the left foot's forward. It doesn't change it too much though. I would like from the perspective of the defender, the way you approach him is largely the same. There's just certain attacks that he can only do from one side or the other. Like that sort of snap thrust, like it looks like a thrust, but he turns into a cut, for instance. And at this point, Peck was bloodied. Unfortunately, that just flat out missed, but the Incortada, again, it's such a safe move. Certainly in the pocket, it is. I've noticed you can even block like the high guard cut from Izzy with it if you time it just right, and it looks beautiful if you manage it. I think mostly just because you're off to the side and that cut's coming straight down. Well, big cut by Pickle. It actually didn't land very well, but the stab did.
See, Mary can win here, but what she needs a lot of luck for it to
Yeah.
actually land because that's how he basically works, luck.
Oh, yeah.
Like that.
Yeah. That should have been like a
Like
doubler.
that like that should have hit, but it doesn't. Like
Mm-hmm.
honestly,
Yeah, he.
that's why rapiers are really weak sometimes, just because a lot of it relies on luck.
Yeah. Uh.
I would probably bet I'm one of the better rapier players in the server, but even then I couldn't win that even if I played it perfectly just because of luck.
Mm-hmm. All right, Pickle, you're not done yet. You have to fight Maestro. Unfortunately, you don't get an option here. You gotta fight again because I'm in the finals. So.
Yeah, there's no option. It's very honestly I forgot English there for a second. Maybe I should speak French for the rest of the stream.
Yeah, it happens. Maestro will get the left.
Bonjour mes amis. Ça va bien. It's cool like understanding your French at least.
Yeah. Yeah, you're
I'm
like,
going
hello, my
to
friends, I'm doing well, for those people who don't know. I know some
um
French, not a lot.
said ça va bien. I'm asking with the question. I'm asking how is everyone?
Ah, okay.
If I was saying ça va, then I would say without the question then it means things are well. I know it's very stupid.
Alright, everybody's in. It's amazing how fast a language can escape you if you don't practice it too.
I have to practice this stupid thing every single day and people hate it.
Mm,
A lot of people are very rude about it.
yeah. I certainly practiced it when I was like studying, right? But only the basic courses I needed.
I'm guessing because you live in Canada, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken, and Quebec exists.
Yeah, it's French here for most people.
Hear from a lot of French people, that's kind of like a weird slur of English and French for them.
Hmm. Yeah, I've heard it's like the Southern drawl. You know, it's sort of a low class version of the language, at least from the perspective of people in France. So,
They have no place to speak. Have you seen French?
yeah,
Have you seen Paris French?
yeah, I've heard a bit of it. Like my French professor was saying, like French is not a beautiful language, guys. I know people say that a lot, but yeah,
I think it depends on how you
yeah,
speak it, because I think it is a very pretty language, and if you like that type of language, but I think once you very much understand it, you can definitely tell kind of the different accents, kind of like how we think of some higher class
yeah,
British accents as pretty, but at the same time, we might think a Southern accent is pretty, like, unappealing in
yeah.
some cases. I question his choice of using Mary here.
Yeah, I we haven't talked a whole lot about that actually. We were just talking about uh,
French.
French and stuff, but yeah,
Mary is a very good character in terms, but at the same time, she doesn't fare well against this matchup specifically. If Maestro here can be more aggressive, then it's going to
hmm.
definitely serve him well.
Yeah, wow, okay. Pekla actually won that trade. I did not expect that because of just the way Marie is.
Mary is bas
But
Mary is basically a stick.
yeah. Oh, that was a
Okay,
triangle attempt actually, but it was canceled because of the hit, I think. Crazy, that
I
close
know
in.
know that her name is pronounced Mary,
Yeah.
but Whenever I see it, I think Mary just because of the English pronunciation.
Yeah.
It's technically Marie.
Oh, blade beat. And Pekka's like canceling those cuts. He likes canceling your Zera too. He uses that tactic with all of his characters. Cuts and thrusts. What? Wow. Okay.
So this type of style you'll see a lot for people who try playing Mary against longswords,
hmm
and it's because you can trick them.
Yeah.
Then a lot of the times they forget that you can't use that against Mary herself.
hmm
They've beaten a lot of
Yeah.
very good players because of that.
Yeah. Her cutting game I think is often underestimated. It actually is pretty good if you space yourself properly.
One thing I like to use when I'm using her against long swords is her leg attack. It's very hard to actually counter it.
hmm I think Maestro knows all about that. Fighting his brother who likes Marie, especially
Oh, he
the
has a
toe
brother, does
stand.
he?
Yeah, he does. His name's Sir Velociraptor, and he's also a Marie main, though he's also been playing Yandrik a lot lately.
Yeah, I think I've met him, but I haven't gotten to play with him yet.
Yeah,
A lot of people say he's the best in the server.
yeah,
Marie.
he's definitely up there.
I'm still trying to get
Wow.
my reputation for Marie.
I'm just surprised that Pekka is winning these thrust trades here and not
I'm very
doubling or
surprised
something.
too. I think what's happening here is that Maestro's not being aggressive enough. When you're doing longsword versus rapier, you want to be very aggressive.
Yeah,
Personally, I don't really play longsword versus rapier as a longsword because I prefer to use my main.
well, that's exactly why right there. You just give the rapier more opportunities to hit you, really, if you're not in your own range.
Yeah, because that's what they're good at. They're good at range.
Yeah,
And Zera has a very good guard against it, but it doesn't help if you're never going to attack.
exactly. All right, and you're not done yet, Pekla. You gotta fight me now.
Alright, so
I'll give you a moment to breathe, though. How about that?
yeah, let's come back in 5 minutes. Get a
Yeah,
drink of water if you need, and best of luck. This could be a
sounds like a
very
plan.
interesting one.
All right, be right back.
Unfortunately, I can update. I will also be right back. Ven Venator, you want me to speak more French? Okay, Venator, he wants me to speak French still. What do you want me to say? Je m'appelle Ironic, euh, j'aime Renard, euh, l'air Renard, mais je déteste Venator pour, pour pour l'épée de combat. I'll try to do the native pronunciation for you too. Alright, let's start with something simple. Je m'appelle Ironic. Je m'appelle Ironic. My name is Ironic. Je m'appelle Ironic. So, that French R, as I'm sure you know, very complicated. Les escargots.
Yeah, for me it's
Les
baguettes.
fiches
I'm back,
du
by the way.
choqués. Welcome back. As soon as y'all are ready, we can continue.
Yeah, it looks like Pekla is ready, so let's go
How
for it.
many wins does Tekla have? Tekla have
I think he's got one.
one, so he's going for a second here. And you're going for your 10th, I believe, right?
Yes.
Exciting day. If you win this, I'll dish out your rank. If Pekla wins this, then they get one step closer to the next.
Alright. Good luck, have fun, Pekla. And he goes for Marie. I'm not surprised, actually.
Oh, right. The fight has started. Okay. Kola gets the first one. Subutai is playing with his main. I'll have to see how this works for Bakola here. Okay, triangle. Double. Remember, it's best of 3. Okay. One thing you should probably note here, Bakola, is that Mary cannot defend her legs at all. That it won't work. So so you're gonna have to really work on distancing here because it will not work for you.
Or just stand there and poke me, sure. I'm surprised that didn't double.
We really have to talk to Kobold about it because
Yeah.
I don't think it's very fair, honestly.
Yeah. I'll give a tip
Okay,
right now, though. Move a lot and try preemptive attacks. Try and stab me as I come in. Like, my long guard's not as good as it looks. Yeah, those leg cuts, too. Just watch your stamina, of course.
for the sake of good matches, I'm hoping that we're not going to abuse this too much here. Alright, good hit, good hit. Subutai is leading. Very well dodged. That is Subutai's. The first round goes to Subutai. So, as is best of 3. Um, Subutai needs one more, and Bakul needs to pull 2. Just to reiterate, Subutai 1, Bakul 0.
Alright, Pekla. There you go. Alright,
You
who's he
want to
gonna use?
swap sides for this? Oh,
Yeah,
I
we
guess I did.
swapped.
Okay, it's going to be Zera. I tried the same thing against him, just in opposite order. Didn't work out very well for me in the end. Fortunately. Alright, that's 1 for Bacola. You just want to make sure that it doesn't get hit once, because once there's 1 hit for Alexander, he can get another and another. Especially against Zera. Very well played there by Bacola. It now stands at 2-1. Cole leading. Okay, trying to get around the guard. It's 3-1. Looks like Bacola might have found their stride. another one for Piccola. Subotai needs to find a way to get around that guard without a double. Needs to get up real close without risking his own head. And I think he's doing just fine with it, but he really needs to start catching up in territory. And just like that, Piccola has gotten another hit on him. Now Piccola's going on the aggressive. Works out for him in the end. He needs one more to win this round. There goes Subotai with another one. Bit of a lag spike there. And that round goes to Piccola.
Nicely done, man. Alright, so
Subotai here is going to...
we usually randomize the third one if it's best of 3, so I'll go ahead and do that on stream. If that's cool with you.
You guys want to do a mirror?
It's up to
Random
Pekla if he
mirror.
wants to mirror, yeah.
Random character mirror if you're up to it.
Yeah, what do you want to do, Pekla? I know you hate Zera mirrors, though. That's the only thing.
Don't let Suhu win.
Yeah. Alright, 3. I believe that, yeah,
Alright.
that means Pekla gets to pick the side. Okay. You don't like mirror. Okay, that's fine, man. But you obviously want the left. Yes, okay. Most players are at least a little bit more comfortable on the left, so
So you guys do not want to do any random characters or anything?
nah.
Alright, got it. This one's for all the marble ads. Best of luck. No, it's a lot less stressful when you're not the one playing.
Yeah, I agree 100%. He switches. Interesting.
I question this switch. He already knows that you struggle a bit against Sarah when he's using it.
Mm.
Perhaps he wants an interesting finale.
Yeah, that was a funny moment, Venator, and I tried pushing. It was actually good that it didn't work, though. I'm not mad about that.
It's the first one for Cola. Cola has shown himself as very capable. Real question is how are they going to... They're going to be able to make a last minute recovery. It's looking very likely. Ooh, this is a slaughter. That's the first one for Subotai here. He really needs to find his stride, otherwise he might be risking that title. He has had a very long day in terms of tournaments, 2 back-to-back. In both of them, he has made it to the final. Very impressive. Really shows his skill. Knocked down like a tree stump. 4-2. Leading. Braid. That one's Subotai's. Subotai has been doing a very good job at adapting And now, as you can see, it's even. All coming down to these final 6 rounds, if that's even. Looks like the commentator's blessing has taken over, as it seems he has found his stride. Poked like a pincushion. Once again, poked like a pincushion. It only takes 1 inch. So it's even. Match point. Fuller. Match point, both sides. This one's for all the marbles, lads. Great to be commentating for it. Don't mind me if I'm getting a bit silent here. This is very intense. What's on the line? Trade. And that's it. Subotai wins.
Good fight, man. Heart's racing. That was anybody's, honestly.
Well played. Even I, as the commentator, got excited there. Alright, Subotai, I will be dishing out your new title in just a moment.
All right.
As for... I'm going to just give a general evaluation on everyone, just because I think everyone's just doing brilliantly. We saw so many great fights today, and in the end, better man won, and I think it could have gone either way. So keep on going for it, lads. Eventually, you'll win.
Yeah, well said. And good fight, Pekula. Yeah, man. Like we were trading in that final round. Like that could have been anybody's. If I was slightly unlucky, that would have been yours for sure.
Doubt it was a very, very good match. Anything? I'm going to invite PeckLab to the stage actually to see
Okay.
if they want to say anything.
Yeah, he's in the audience right now. The only one in the audience, at least on Discord. Yo.
So, have
You guys hear me?
very well played, both of you. I'm going to give y'all a moment just to talk it out.
All right. Yeah. So what were your thoughts on that, Pekula?
It was cool.
Yeah.
It's a bit mad with all of the misses, but that's fine.
Yeah. I'm glad it didn't devolve to the exploit with the leg cut I was doing against you earlier.
Yeah,
I think
yeah, that one.
yeah. I think the key with Marta is you just gotta trust her guard because she actually does move her blade down to block the leg. Marie not so much though, unfortunately.
Oh, yeah, no, the problem is not because of the block, it's because of the auto leg.
Mm-hmm.
I think that entire thing is stupid.
Yeah.
She
It's
doesn't really need to go one leg, she can just block it.
yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. And unfortunately, I think the long guard sometimes lingers a bit too, like you were saying, and yeah, it's something that's
No,
been there for yeah.
it's not that it's linger, it's just transfer the properties to like the long guard attack.
Mm,
So, so you know, some attack can be launched from long guard, right?
mm-hmm.
So it was um, thrust and some basic downward slash.
Yeah.
That's stable. Now we got people with like the entire maneuvers from Alexander's,
Yeah.
and for some reason the plate magnet property is still there.
Yeah. Yeah, so some things to look at for sure, but I'm glad it didn't devolve into that. There was a lot of blade
Oh
play, some luck too. I mean, if some of those stabs you landed were a bit better, you know, it would have been yours for
I
sure.
don't
So,
think. I don't think I actually have the permissions to give you a higher rank actually.
Oh yeah, I don't think you. Yeah, because you're an organizer, not a mod. But I can sort that out. That's not a problem. I'll give myself the role.
I wanted to give it to you myself just because it felt a bit more rewarding, you know?
Oh yeah.
But no worries, no worries.
Have a good day,
Great
guys.
tournament, lads. Great tournament.
Yeah,
I
really enjoyed it.
expect to
Thank you
see y'all
so
again.
much.
I'll be keeping in
Nice
touch
vacation.
for any new crazy ideas I have.
Yeah, sounds good. So I think we'll end it
Thanks
here.
then. Yeah, that's where it's going to end. Have a great day, guys.
Yeah, and thank you all for
See y'all
coming
again.
out.
All right. Goodbye.